Okay, Rich, I'm talking with Rich Ochsner with Axemen Firearms here in Missoula. And Rich, I wanted to just kind of talk to you a little bit about how things have been going as far as the demand for firearms here in the Missoula area, especially with all that's been happening in the world.
It's been pretty brisk. Nationwide, I think they may be getting hit a little bit harder than us. According to my distributors, they say that other parts of the country are even busier than us. So the thing that we've noticed, the trend right now that we've noticed is more of a demand for conceal type small handguns that people can carry and have on them in case of the event of something violent like that happening.
Sure. Now let's talk for a second about the varieties of handguns and firearms that you have there that are pretty much available everywhere. For a woman and for a man, what would you suggest?
You know, if a person is proficient and practices with a firearm on a regular basis, I think a semi-auto is a good choice. On the other hand, if they're looking for something that is simpler to operate, that they can put in, say, a dresser drawer and go back later and get to it if they need to and could count on it, I think a revolver is a better choice.
Okay. Now I'm sure there are a variety of different manufacturers.
There are. There are dozens of manufacturers, and prices are very extreme amount.
So what would a lower end handgun be and an upper end handgun be?
The biggest thing you don't want to do is you don't want to get the gun you want your enemy to have. So you don't want a real inexpensive handgun because, you know, it's all about reliability. I mean, you can find handguns for, you know, $100, but to find a quality handgun, a person should look at something that starts out at the $300 range and goes up from there, and then kind of the sky's the limit. I mean, a person can spend thousands on a handgun if they wanted to.
Now, what about training?
Training, there's various places. We do offer training here. We have 2 instructors and several range officers on staff. Our classes are filled up right now till February. The demand for classes is increased tenfold since everything happened. Our classes range from anything from a basic carry to an advanced course, and down the road we're going to be even coming up with something even more advanced.
All right, so let's talk about getting a concealed carry permit. What's the procedure?
The procedure is, first of all, a person has to show that they are proficient with a firearm, and that can be as simple as, say, a hunter safety course that, you know, a person took when they were younger, to like the course we offer, or there are other courses out there that people are offering. So there's a range of courses that are being offered out there as well as here. And so the first thing a person needs to do is get some type of certification. If they have military background, if on their DD-214 it were to show that they had handgun proficiency, that will suffice to most of the jurisdictions. And then a person goes to the sheriff's office in their respective county, gets a packet, and it will include references. And a person needs to get notarized references of the recommendations. That's turned into the sheriff's office, and I think the wait has been, you know, I want to say this lightly because I don't want to burden those folks at the sheriff's office, but I think they've been going about 6 to 10 weeks roughly before the turnaround time on them.
Okay. Now, what does a concealed carry permit allow you to do?
It does a couple things for you. It allows you to carry concealed, say, in the city limits. Most concealed weapons permits are only needed in the city limits because in most of the outlining areas it's okay to carry concealed, but in the city limits it's not. Now that doesn't allow you to go into like federal buildings or bars or establishments that serve alcohol, but it does allow you to pretty much carry in most places in the city limit unless it's restricted by the patrons that own the establishment. There are some patrons that don't feel comfortable with having concealed weapons, and they usually post those. It also doesn't allow you to go into like schools, or I believe the university is a prohibited place too.